Hello and welcome back to Desktop Calendar Help video. In this video we'll see how to edit text and colors in Adobe InDesign. Okay, why don't we open the template file, and before we start the editing, let's see the layers composition in this file. As you can see here, the first two layers are the print info and the info box, and basically these are the templates for your information. In the info box you have the general information about the template, and here in the print info you can see where the text safe area is, where is the cut line, where is the bleed. So if you want to make any kind of modification to your template, you can use these two to guide you. Now these are just for you, so you can either turn them off if you don't need them, or you can delete them before sending your file to be printed. The second thing we need to talk about are the layers panel. The pages. If you've never worked with InDesign before, this is the basic overview. So we have the master pages in the top here, and we have the regular pages here in the bottom. What master pages do, let me show you. This is the page of 1 month for January. In master pages you can add all the elements that are going to be repeated throughout the entire design, and once you apply that to your regular page, all these elements are going to be applied too. So you don't have to copy and paste all these elements throughout the entire design. First of all, you get much smaller files and you get much more precise files in this manner. So if I try to select this background here on the page, I wouldn't be able to do that. But if I go to the master page and I try to select the background, I can do that. I can move it. So let's say I move it on this side. Once I go back to the page where the master page has been applied, you can see immediately it takes the change. Okay, so let's get everything back as it was. The way to apply master pages is to select either one or all the pages you want to select. Let's say I'm just going to do this on the second page. So I have three types of master pages. I have the cover, the page, and the base. Now let's say I want to apply cover. I right click, choose apply master page, choose which page I want to apply, and voila, I've applied the cover. Now of course you can do that again. This time I'm going to select the page, and here we go. We have the page selected, and we have all the elements that we need here. Now when it comes to editing the colors, you can edit the elements individually, meaning you can select different elements, double click here, and either add your own values, or you can play with this color hue, select OK, and voila, we have our colors changed. Now the easiest way to do that and the fastest way to do this in this template is using the color swatches. If you don't see the color swatches, go to Window, Color, and select the swatches. Let me just pull this up so you can see. And now we have all the colors that have been used in this template. As you can see, we have even the ones for the cut lines, for the fold, text safety, bleed, etc. Those you can ignore. The ones we're working here is this brown one and the yellow one. If you're not sure what colors are you using, you just simply select the element with the color, and you can see which color it's been using. So let's go back to the main page, and let's see, we don't want this to be brown, we want to make it magenta. And not only have we changed that on this page, we have changed the color scheme throughout the entire theme. Also, all the text that has been colored with brown is now magenta. And let's say we want to change this to be white. We want this text to be white, and here we go. All the text, all the elements that used to be yellow are now white. Let me get back to the yellow so we can just see the difference. Undo swatch options. Okay. Now, when it comes to editing the text, you can either double click on it, select it, and just type in or paste your own text. Or when it comes to, for instance, information file, you can go to the page, master page here, and change your information here. Let me just change my information, and let's say I had this pasted. So you can see if you just simply select everything and paste, it doesn't look the same way it did before we started the changes. Now, the way to fix this is go to paragraph styles, and we're gonna find page styles. And here we have corporate info title, which is the name, address, phone, email, web, and the text, which means the information itself. The way to fix this is select, right click on the corporate info title, and then apply corporate info title, then next style. And voila, now we fix this. We need to just type this information once when it comes to the pages on the master page. Here in the cover page, we're going to need to do that again. Now here, because we are starting with the company name, you just reverse what we have done. So we have the cover styles here. So let's say instead of selecting info title first, we're going to select info text because we have the text coming first. We select info title text, apply corporate info text, then the next style, and it's going to do this. If we repeat what we've done on the pages, it's going to look different. So for the cover page, right click on the info text, apply corporate info text, then the next style, and voila, we've got everything set and ready to go. If you want to edit the text properties on the individual basis, of course you can open the character panel, go to Window, type in Tables, and open the character panel. We'll just close the swatches because we don't need them anymore. And here you can change the properties of the font itself, like for instance the character, the style. We can change the size, kerning, leading, etc. The easiest way to make changes to your text on a global scale, let's say we want to change the font. You don't want it to be the default font that was used in this template. Instead of going through each and every page, you can go to paragraph styles. We're going to find the main calendar here, and let's say we find weekday. Basically these are Monday to Fridays. Basic character formats, I'm going to change it to Bell. Make sure the preview button is checked, and just to make it more visible, I'm going to make it all caps and maybe size it to be 8 points. And now when I go through my calendar, I can see that all of these elements have been changed. So instead of changing them individually, you can go to paragraph styles and then change the styles appropriately. If you're new to InDesign templates, there are a massive tutorials that you can see regarding the paragraph styles, and I suggest you look at some of them because paragraph styles not only make these changes in template faster, but more precise too. Okay, the only thing that we have left is editing the images and adding your own images. The images you see here are the images from this folder, images. They are all TIFF files. So we can change the images in different ways. Let's say you have some images you have selected. Simple click on this little circle here, then Control D on your keyboard. Select your image, open. Once the image is open, I'm going to center it and I'm going to fill frame proportionally. That's one way of doing it. So you can go through all the images in that way. Let me just go back. Now, the second thing is, and usually you do this when you've already changed your image design and created your own folder with images. If you know the precise way of how your images are going to be placed, you can go to Links panel, right click on the image you wish to relink, go to Relink, and basically do the same thing again. Okay? Another way of doing this would be to utilize the image placeholders in the image files. Easiest way to do it, you don't have to relink your images to different folders, create packages, etc. What you need to do is open those images in the Photoshop file. And now that I have these images open, I'm just going to place an image here, scale it, and reposition it the way I want it, and save the file. I'm just going to do the same thing for another image for January. I'm going to place the file here, save it. Now, of course, we can merge these two, or we can leave it if we want to make additional changes. So now that we go back to InDesign file, as you can see, we have this little yellow triangles here, and we can either double click on them and update the image immediately, or if we have more images, let's say we have changed all the images in the file, select all the links with this yellow triangle, right click and go to update link, and it will update the links automatically. Okay, now one more thing. If you're working in the CC versions of the files, you can utilize these layers. You can add multiple pictures to see how they work with your file, and if you right click on the image, you'll have something that's called the object properties. You can open that and turn on and off different image layers. Okay, that was it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day and see you soon. Bye.